so often, the Sports Hangover touches on mature topics. Discretion is advised.
Welcome to the Sports Hangover. I'm Michael Benatar. That's Jeremy Garrison. And Jeremy, this was one of the most sports-filled weekends I've had in a long time.
I'm glad you're buying into this because we saw World Cup, we saw NBA, we saw NHL. We're going to get to that.
U.S. Open also.
Oh, thank you for mentioning that. Thanks so much. Baseball is going on, a lot going on. Who needs football, right? Who needs?
Well, really, who needs baseball?
We just had a huge meeting, by the way, me and you, a marketing meeting for the summer.
Big stuff.
And we spent some time on this. We are coming up with a new philosophy for the summer months. You're going to want to keep it here all summer, just because there's no more basketball, no more hockey, no football for a while. We have some cool stuff.
It will be good for people. You know, this will be a good time for you to listen to us by the beach or by the pool when you're on vacation. It's more of a relaxed show. We got some special things coming up. It'll be fun.
I'm really excited about this philosophy. It's 2 letters, and they are powerful.
Don't tell them.
I'm not telling them. I'm not even close. All right, where do you want to start?
Friday night, the Stanley Cup. Big night, Jeremy.
Good. I know. L.A., you went out to the Staples Center.
Went out to the Staples Center.
The game was at Staples Center, correct?
I was not inside Staples Center. I was on the outside of it.
You were there, and celebration ensued, right? Did you flip over any cars?
No, Jeremy. Hockey fans are classy people. We do not flip over cars.
You trying to say?
Trying
to say something about a certain ethnicity?
It sounds like you are, Jeremy.
No, I think you are.
I'm just saying we're much classier fans. We don't flip over cars. Riot control was not enforced. It was just like everybody was really excited. You were at the bar, and all you're chanting is like, "We got the cup! We got the cup!" That's what you're doing.
But you didn't actually have it.
I didn't have it, but as a team.
Are you high-fiving strangers?
You literally are walking around, high-fiving everybody. You're in a good mood. It was a lot of fun. Not only that, Jeremy, I bet on the game. I won $500 that night.
What?
Yes.
How do you win that much on a hockey game? What'd you do?
I unloaded the account, Jeremy, into the game.
Wait, did you do it on my account so I could cash? Why?
I told you should have jumped on board with me. I doubled up during one of the intermissions. I put it all on the line.
So Mike bets online on sketchy websites that don't always allow you to pull your money out unless you have a certain amount. Yeah. And I bet on this on a UCF football game. I won over $100, and my money is sitting there in a pile in some bank account in Sweden
or something. It's not a bank account, Jeremy.
Because we're not allowed to touch it.
But Jeremy, look, you have something to look forward to this football season.
It's going to expire. My cash is going to expire.
You can log in and win some money. Well, Friday night, I was so excited.
Great. Really happy.
It was what needed to happen. They lost Wednesday night in New York, and they came home and like, we're going to win the cup. Double overtime. It was exciting.
We talked about this last week, and you said it was going to happen. I was like, maybe not. Rangers comeback team. I
was right. That's why you should have jumped on board gambling. All right.
This is your first championship as a sports fan, correct?
No, Jeremy. God, this is...
Because you're a Seahawks fan. You lucky motherfucker. What is wrong with you?
Jeremy.
You're a Spurs fan,
No. You just got to jump on board with me, Jeremy. We'll win a title. So then...
You're lucky.
It's been a good year. So then the next night... Sunday night was the Spurs or Saturday?
2 nights later.
Sunday night, but also Sunday afternoon. We already know who's going to win the U.S. Open. So let's do U.S. Open first.
Okay, so it's pretty boring. We'll skip over this pretty quick. Martin Kaymer won by 8 shots. He's a German.
Tell me about this guy. I was pissed.
German, formerly number 1 in the world. Interesting story. He was number 1 in the world. He won a major in 2010, a while ago. He fell off the map. He made a swing change. He was in the 100, 200s in the world, off the map. No one cared who he was. He won a big tournament in May in Florida, the Players. And then came on the U.S. Open. He crushed the field. It wasn't even close. It wasn't even fair.
It looked like children were playing against him.
It was children. I hate the professionals in that field that could not give him a run for his
money. Obviously he got out to a big lead. I saw that, and I was worried because I was gambling on it. I have all that money from the Stanley Cup win. I was like, I'll throw a few dollars this way on some guys.
And nothing. My guys did not play out. But it wasn't even close. Like it was the lowest rated U.S. Open ever. It was the worst U.S. Open ever. And it's unfortunate because NBC does a great job of covering U.S. Opens, covering golf, and now next year it's going on Fox.
Let me see what was going on, because it was cutting in between, like, you would watch half of it on ESPN, then all of a sudden it would jump to NBC Sports or NBC.
That was on Thursday, Friday. That's just how the rules go. Yeah. But by the weekend, it was all NBC, which means you didn't watch on the weekend. Understandable for sure. It was hard to watch. I mean, I'm a golf fan, and I had trouble staying with it, and that just tells you everything. I want to get to the Spurs.
Go, Jeremy, go.
The Spurs are so impressive. 5 championships for Tim Duncan. Are you kidding me? He's not a superstar. He's just so freaking good. Ginobili, Parker, the Popovich guy.
That guy, Pop.
Pop. He's an angry man, but I'm impressed.
Yeah. I watched some of the game. I was in and out, and then I watched the fourth quarter. It was a good game. I have nothing really to say about it except that now, what are the Heat going to do?
I know. What are the Heat going to do? I'm going to play a game with you. What are the Heat going to do? Because they're not staying together, right? That's my game.
What a segue.
That was pretty good. That's like caught me off guard with it.
All right,
so the Heat are not going to stay together.
Okay.
Can we say that? Can we say LeBron, Wade, Bosh?
Well, I mean, there's one option. They all stay together and get Carmelo Anthony. That's like what they're saying. Okay, but
it's not a real option.
So
it's really
whatever. All right, give me yes. So they're all leaving.
Okay. The game is all right. They're all leaving. At least some of them are leaving. Where should they all go?
Wow.
I need you to pick a city for LeBron, pick a city for Wade, and pick a city for Bosh. You can pick Miami if you want. I want you to go one by one. Let's start with LeBron. Okay. Where should LeBron go? Because if they can't beat an old team like the Spurs and they got dominated like that, they're not going to win anytime soon. You got to blow this shit up.
My question is to you, do they stay in the East where it's easy to win? Easy to win the East. You move LeBron anywhere, he wins the East.
Well,
or do you move
LeBron probably would because he's a coward, right? LeBron's a coward, and he likes easy tasks. He doesn't like
So if
tasks.
he's going to stay in the East, I mean, I feel like there's only 2 options. He wants to go to a big market. He's not going to come up the street to Orlando. He's not going to play in Orlando. He's not going to play in Atlanta. He's going to continue up the coast. He's going to go to New York. He'll go maybe Brooklyn. Can he go to the Knicks? Can he get some money out of them? He doesn't even need money. He makes $30 million off beats.
I need you to pick a city. I need you to pick
New York.
City. New York Knicks.
Sure.
He's going to play for Phil Jackson / Derek Fisher. You know he would be the head coach of that team if he's on the Knicks because Derek Fisher cannot coach them.
Exactly. So
that's a disaster.
Okay, so LeBron's going there. Wade.
Okay.
Wade. I saw his contract or something today. I think he stays.
He's getting paid like $40 million if he stays.
He's got to stay because you're not going to get that money anywhere else. Wade's going to stay,
and he's old and banged up.
Wade's going to stay. They're never going to win something else again. Bosh maybe goes over to the West, plays with a team that could use him. I don't know what team needs him, but I
just drop a team name and just pull it out.
Maybe like Golden State or the Lakers, or maybe he doesn't need to go to like a high team like that. He could pick somebody else in the middle.
So you're saying they all leave Miami and then Miami rebuilds?
Wade stays because he can't.
Wade stays. Contract. That's right. So Wade's. All right. So I'm gonna say LeBron goes to the Heat. I think he stays with the Heat. But here's the thing: he's gonna stay with the Heat, thinking the other guys are gonna stay with the Heat, and they're gonna bail on his ass. So here's the thing: here's how it's gonna go. They're gonna go into the room. The big 3 were coming back. Who's gonna sign first? LeBron's gonna sign first. Sign the check.
Hey,
I'm on it. 5 more years. Rest of my career, I'm here for you guys. And then they're like, wait, you came here and you promised not 1, not 2, not 3, and you only won 2 out of 4. So, bitch, we out. So Dwayne Wade's saying, I'm from Chicago. Derrick Rose on Chicago. He used to play on the Bulls. Noah's on Chicago. He goes to the Chicago Bulls.
Wow.
Wade, gone. Bosh sees this. He's like, God damn, what's going on?
Just like that. I feel like that's what he would do too.
God damn. So Wade left, and you still here? All right, that ain't gonna fly, bitch. And then he's gonna go. Bosh is gonna take off. But here's the thing: Bosh isn't going to a team in the East. He's not going to a team in the West.
Midwest.
Chris Bosh. No. Chris Bosh is an alien.
Going to Europe.
No. Richard Branson, is that his name, is trying to send a man to space. Chris Bosh is going to go to outer space. Okay. He's already an alien. You've seen him in space. He's going to go start the first league on the moon, the first moon basketball.
It's a long shot.
It's going to be a one-man league called the Long Shots, and it's going to be Chris Bosh. So like LeBron in Miami, Wade in Chicago, Chris Bosh in outer space.
I like it. I see where it's going.
All right. God
damn. Jerry, so I pulled some stats today. Odds makers are giving the Lakers a 40-1 odds to win the NBA title. Is that something you jump on right now, or do you not?
40-1, I can't condone.
But 40-1, you put $1, you win $40. You put 10, you win $400. Jeremy, you can't.
I know you're big on those types of bets. I can't do that.
You can't jump on. Who would you?
I mean, the Lakers are so bad. Who can you name me?
No, I can't name you anybody.
One Laker player outside of Kobe.
No.
I can't.
mean, I can't.
I really can't.
So
I saw Kobe in Brazil for the World Cup.
Oh, you were in Brazil.
No, I saw Kobe on TV in Brazil.
Okay. So you wouldn't.
On TV.
Who would you pick to win the NBA title next season? Depending if the teams stay as they are.
Well, they're not. Right?
They're not. But hypothetically, if they're going to stay the way they are,
Okay. The Thunder have a great chance, right? They're going to stay intact. Durant and Westbrook.
They need somebody else, though. I feel like they need a supporting cast.
Wait a second. Why can't the Spurs win another one?
I never said they would never win another one.
I know. That's a question. I'm just asking.
I'm saying yes, they could win another one.
But like no one's talking about that, right? Like everyone's saying 5, they're going to retire. Wait, if they just did it this year, why can't they do it next year?
Well, if Pop leaves and Tim Duncan leave, I mean they're old now.
They're
going to go home, sit on their pile of cash.
If you won 5 Emmys, Mike, you would retire.
Probably retire after 1.
Well, that's poor work ethic, but that's another story.
All right, so
5 championships, you think you leave, but what if they say, hey, let's do it again?
All right,
Fuck them.
All right, so now let's get to the U.S. Open. Not the U.S. Open.
No,
World Cup.
Oh, my God. That game, 16 million people watched that game on TV. Highest rated, highest watched soccer game in U.S. history. Soccer is at an all-time peak in the United States.
Once they scored the first goal in 3 minutes, walked out of the room, didn't watch it after that. I was like, they're going to...
So you saw the first goal at 30 seconds? A lot of people missed it.
Because I was sitting here, I was editing, and then boom, Pops gets a goal, and then I leave. Boop. Then I just turn it off.
One of the quickest goals in World Cup history.
It was great.
Can you believe all the watch parties in the U.S., like, off the chain?
Where do all these soccer fans come? I don't think they're soccer fans. What I think they are, I think they're Patriot fans. They love the U.S. They love supporting the U.S. They probably were out there watching the Olympics, too. Obviously, this is much more condensed. It's like you got one thing to cheer for, and it's the soccer team, not like skiing and everything like that.
So I read something today. It's all about the 99%. So there's 1% of soccer fans are hardcore soccer fans. They're watching Champions League, UEFA. Yeah. They're reading about Landon Donovan in the offseason, whatever else. And then there's the 99%. All those bros that were out celebrating the game, they don't care about soccer except every 4 years, and that's fine. That's great. We don't want a country full of soccer-loving people.
Not at all.
That would be too much like every other country.
So I was talking to a European, my friend Fred. He loves soccer, and he was trying to describe to me like what the MLS is out here compared to like the Champions League in Europe. So I couldn't really get it. He's just like, they're second tier. They're not that good. And then he said, it's kind of like arena football to the NFL. That's what the MLS is here, like child's play.
Makes perfect sense.
So to me, it's like that's why no one's watching soccer here because it's not as good as the European leagues. I don't there's so many of them, but so that's why, I mean, it's a world sport, and we're just not part of it because our team sucks. Our U.S.
I'll tell you what, though. Soccer participation among kids is way up at highest levels ever. Soccer participation among people our age in their 20s are watching more soccer than ever. Twitter, I'm telling you, I don't follow one person in the game of soccer. And I was scrolling last night. I could not find a tweet not about the USA soccer.
I mean, it's the biggest thing going on. Name
match. Sorry, the match.
Sorry, yeah.
They get offended. 1%.
There's nothing else going on right now. So this is the sport to watch. Baseball is not that exciting. There are not crowds out in fields watching baseball games cheering for their team. There's not. And soccer's going to replace baseball in America, and it very well could replace football. You know, I'm on my high horse about the NFL falling off the map in the next 10 or 20 years. Soccer is a potential replacement. Let me tell you this, though. I don't think it could replace soccer just because of the way football is played, how rough it is. And, like, you see these guys, like, get hit and they fall, and they're like, oh, my God, my leg. Football players, they get a concussion. They're like, I'm getting back in the game.
That's a major issue. The flopping is disturbing for sure.
I mean, it's kind of getting out of hand in the NBA, too. Like, little slaps here and there, and they just, like, fall on the ground. But
that's fixable, right? Like, what the NFL problem is less fixable than flopping, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I mean, the NFL problem is they're hitting too hard, and soccer.
The long-term damage.
Yeah, in soccer, I mean, they're not getting concussions. They're flopping too much. And yeah, I mean, it's definitely fixable with rules, but
USA, by the way, suffered a nasty injury. Josie Altidore tore his hamstring up.
You know a lot about him? Can you give me a rundown on his resume?
No, I know he's one of the most popular players on the team. Not the best anymore. Maybe last World Cup he was one of the best. Now we're the more popular. Okay. He tore his hamstring. He's out for this round. They have 2 more games, right? So they're playing Germany and Portugal. They won't beat Germany. They are a machine. Portugal is beatable. Portugal lost to Germany 4-0. I think the U.S. can beat them with their best game. They have to.
Now, Jeremy, let me tell you this. I'm a gambling man. I bet on 3 teams to win the World Cup. And right now, all those teams undefeated. France, Costa Rica, and the USA.
I saw Costa Rica won, and they were not supposed to win, Mike. That was a really big deal.
They're going to win it all. 1,000-1
deal.
odds. All right.
I was proud of you for
Thank
that.
you, Jeremy. Thank you. So I have, what do we have? We have football's coming up in 2 months, 3 months.
So breaking news, it just came across. Did you see that? Did you see what just flew across?
I was like, what's going on?
Johnny Manziel has just signed a 4-year contract with the Cleveland Browns.
Seriously?
4-year deal. That just came across the wire.
Is this for real?
This is not a joke. Yes. Johnny Manziel signed his contract, his rookie contract. He will be a member with the Browns.
Other breaking news, Jeremy. Ryan Fitzpatrick, now the Texans starting QB.
Oh, that sucks for them. Did they never take a quarterback? What happened?
They got a quarter. They drafted a quarterback, but I think.
Who?
Do I have to look this up?
I will talk while you look it up.
So
they had the first pick of the second round of the draft, and a lot of people thought they would take a quarterback there. And
they have T.J. Yates, Ryan Fitzpatrick, who's now the starter, and then Tom Savage, which I guess is a.
Tom Savage, they took him from Pittsburgh. Some people like him, some don't.
So that team's not going to do very well this season.
Why did they not take a quarterback though? Why would they not have?
I mean, they took Clowney, so they got the defense. So I guess they're going like the Seahawks strategy: better defense than offense.
They must trust Savage. I'm telling you right now, Savage is going to start this year.
And then also other news: Josh Freeman not on a team, but working out, trying to get on a team. I think he's still got a shot. I think he ends up somewhere this year.
That's news?
That's news. I got that as news. Working out with John Gruden.
So he had a fall from grace, and I predicted this fall. Now, do you remember the story of McDinton's? I'm not sure if you were there or not.
I was there when Josh Freeman
was there.
Yeah.
Okay. So I shook Josh Freeman's hand, and I told him, this was at the beginning of last offseason, just a year ago.
Oh, maybe it wasn't. No, then I wasn't at that one. I was at it. Who was the QB before Josh Freeman? Is Josh Freeman there? No. That was it. Okay, so maybe I was there.
Oh, no. So maybe you were there. So I shook Josh. I don't remember you being there. I think Sam was there. So Josh Freeman was there. I shook his hand and said, bro, you are our quarterback. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. You're not going anywhere. And he said, yes, I am. I'm going inside.
Oh.
do you get it? Because I was outside the bar and you wanted to walk in. You want to walk. But here's the thing. He was horsing around, literally horsing around. He was hanging on tree branches,
Didn't
Mike.
see him there. I saw Byron Leftwich, I think.
You did
That's
see
who
him.
I saw.
You pulled that one out. Good job. Good work. Freeman was hanging on tree branches, horsing around with women, fraternizing with
He's
girls.
young.
I knew his downfall was coming.
Well, that's the problem. They're so young. They get drafted. They start. So if Johnny Manziel gets drafted, did you see the video that came out the other day? Johnny Manziel is drunk on. It's a Vine video. He's holding up a wad of cash and pretending it's a phone. It's not. He's gonna have a big downfall. He's gonna fall out soon.
Johnny Football? Yeah. Oh no,
it's not gonna last. All right, Jeremy. I think that's it for the show. As we're going right now, I'm gonna play some slides should be going through. I'm gonna play what.
These are really cool. Nice job with these,
Jeremy.
Man.
What the internet looked like the year Tim Duncan first won his title in 1999. These you can't make up. This is what if you don't remember what the internet looked like then, which I barely do, but these are pretty bad websites. We never knew what they could be, but at the time we thought this was great. So this is what the internet looked like in 1999. Good stuff, Jeremy.
Good stuff. I want to see this play out. I mean, this is really cool. I think this is a creative idea.
I don't know how long this can last for, Jeremy.
So it may not still be on, but the point is, the guy's been around a long time. 3 championships, 5 total, 3 in 3 different decades. Only person in history to do that in any sport.
That's a lot.
Longevity.
Check us out on youtube.com/sportshangover, thesportshangover.com, and on Twitter at TSH Podcast. And if you'd like to support the show, go to patreon.com/thesportshangover. And if we don't get molested or arrested or abused, we'll be back next week.